Welcome to the astrology for the week of July 2nd through 8th, 2023. So let's start out with July 2nd. We begin the week with a square between Venus and Uranus. This is part of a larger storyline of the Venus retrograde in Leo, and I have another video and you can check that out. But so Venus, the planet of love, beauty, what you value, what you find attractive, your sense of taste of, oh, I really like that object. I really like this person. It's, what you like, the kind of relationship that you want to be in. All that is Venus related. And it also deals with indulgences, the yummy things in life, and pleasure too. Uranus is revelation. It's revolution. It wants to radically change things up. It says, guess what? I have a brand new idea and I want to do anything I can to make it happen and to act on it, because Uranus is about the new. It's not about the old, it is about the new, and it is about you breaking free from any limitations and moving into a truer, more advanced version of yourself. So with this squares are 90-degree aspects that are war aspects. I call them the war aspects, where there's tension and there is resistance between the two planets, or the two cosmic bodies, because you can have a luminary, you can have an asteroid. But squares look at where there is difficulty and where there is discomfort, that where the two signs are not seeing what the other is seeing, they're at odds. And there is that sense of, oh, there's something off here. But there is something that's just not working and has to change. And so squares can bring about a lot of spiritual growth for us. So this square deals with freedom and excitement, particularly in the realm of relationships, of where things have become very stale, very stagnant, and there's not a whole lot of breathing room. There's not a whole lot of freedom in your relationships, and where you might need to change things up. And do something fun with your partner. Do a fun activity. Do something, brand new. Go somewhere new. Get to know them on a deeper level. Understand them, and be very open-minded when having conversations with your partner. It's very great for interacting with your partner. And it's great for any kind of change in your relationship, as I said. But what this square also indicates is, if this relationship is not right for you, if it's not serving you, if it's not giving you the results or the rewards or the benefits or the extra, whatever that you wanted, then if it's not serving you, if it doesn't feel like home, or if it feels limiting or restrictive, or if one person is being more controlling than the other, or if you feel a sense of separation or detachment or coldness or not a warmth, or the two partners are not interacting and engaging with each other and connecting on an emotional and intellectual level, this may be time to let certain relationships go. If they feel like at this point in your life, it's just not working out for you. Or not only letting certain relationships go from your life, but also certain approaches of how you show up in relationships. Maybe you need to step up and take on more responsibility, or maybe you need to step back and let the other person do what they need to do and sort their ducks in a row. Maybe it is being more emotionally open or receptive, or more available for the other person, spending more time with them, having more quality time with them, where you're really in the present and engaging with them and really spending that time where you're getting to know them on a deeper level. Or maybe you're taking on too much responsibility, doing too much, and you're really the lead, where you need to step back. So it can really make a lot of waves for give and take, because one thing about Uranus is it makes waves. It stirs things up. It wants to take just like I think of a pond, with Uranus, and you're throwing a penny in it, and what's the ripple effect? What is the effect, and how is it going to affect many people, the collective generations, ongoing communities, cities, towns? Because Uranus is about the big, it is about the masses. How is my actions going to affect the collective, going to affect the a huge amount of people, because Uranus is a more generational energy, because it has a more collective influence. So the sun and moon are more individual. Mercury, Venus, and Mars are more individual planets and energies, and the further out you go from the Earth, the more collective it gets. So Uranus wants to make waves. It wants that, that stimulation. It just wants activity to be put in whatever place or situation that it, combines. A quiet library, a quiet restaurant. Let's make some noise. Let's add some excitement and change to this environment. So, this is very much about the newness in relationships. And sometimes with a square, you don't want to see the truth. There's a part of you that is denying the truth. And this is about facing the truth, whatever realizations, whatever truths, whatever information, whatever contemplation, or whatever scenario comes up for you. It is about facing that truth and looking at it, in the eye, and really getting rigorously honest about yourselves, and how can I grow from this? What has to change? What should I do differently? What must I release in order to find greater joy and fulfillment and expansion and growth in my lifetime? So that's what this is really about, because Uranus is the great awakener. And you may for a lot of people who do not like change and want things to stay the same and want things to be steady, consistent, wanting comfort, wanting the familiar, wanting security, this may be very difficult for you. And it's about being willing to change, being willing to shift something, willing to do something differently, willing to see something differently, and change something in your life around, and being brave enough to do it, because you can't always be comfortable and change at the same time. So there's just a wildness to this square, where you want change. There is a part of you on a soul level that really wants change, really craves something that is out of the ordinary, and just doesn't want things to stay the same, because once that square leaves, then it asks you to change something, because squares ask you to change something around, and in this case it is relationships. All right, so moving on to July 3rd, we do have the full moon occurring in Capricorn, and this full moon occurs at 11 degrees and 19 minutes of Cancer in Capricorn. The sun opposes the moon at a full moon. This lunation occurs at 6:42 a.m. Central Time, 7:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to put this in for a time zone converter to find out when this full moon occurs. So full moons are times of a sense of things coming to a head, a sense of endings. But they are emotional times where you're being faced with your emotional truth, your instincts, your desires, your feelings, and what does not help you get what you need to satisfy your emotional needs and wants. And what brings you a sense of meaning and purpose in your life. That can be something with this as well. So with this full moon, we have this conflict. When the sun is opposite the moon, we look at the sun being our individuality, our self-expression, also our ego, and we want to shine. We want to be the best one. We want to come from the heart in our interactions and not stick up on our selfish ego desires. So we can look at our relationships, especially because we are in family, our family relationships. We can look at our partnerships and what are the emotional issues or emotional content and information that may be coming up to us at this time. And what's really going on in our relationships? Is it fun? Is it exciting? Is it stable? Does it bring us comfort, joy, peace? Or does it drag us down, pull us down? Is it difficult? Is there a lot of work that we have to do in those relationships? So, how we are expressing ourselves emotionally, and can we express ourselves? All these things are coming to the forefront now. So this full moon really deals with Cancer and Capricorn opposing each other. The two, when there's an opposition, the two planets are in opposite signs. They're each going in two different directions. They have each different desires and motives and intentions for what they want to set forth, and it is up to us to bring them together to find a balance, to find a compromise, to integrate the two energies and make something happen from those energies that's really productive and very wise and very spiritually evolved, because difficult aspects really asks us to evolve in a really profound way and bring the two together and marry the two together so that we can create something better, just like a mother and a father come together, a husband and a wife to come together and create a baby, so that that baby can come out from the stomach of the mother's womb, and that is sort of what they have created together. So it is about accepting the two energies, realizing them, being honest about these are the dynamics going on, and choosing not to separate them, but to find a way to bring them together. So this deals with Cancer, which is home, family, emotions. Cancer wants to be nurtured. Cancer wants to be hugged and held, but at worst, coddled. And when we look at the downsides of one sign, we can look at the upsides of the other sign. So Cancer is very feminine. It deals with that part of us that really wants to be tender, really wants to be emotionally vulnerable. And it deals with our emotional needs. Cancer deals with not the part of you that you put on when you are going to somebody's house, going out into the world and doing things, but it is the part of you that you show yourself and how you know yourself to be in your home environment. So Cancer deals with your emotions, your feelings of what is on the deep, true, instinctual level. But opposite that, we have Capricorn, which deals with our responsibilities. It deals with maturing. It deals with okay, I'm the parent or I'm the father telling you to grow up. And indeed, the Cancer Capricorn opposition can be the mother versus the father. And so Capricorn is about using logic. It is about, okay, I have all these feelings, and this is what I'm going to do to act on these feelings. This is what I'm going to do to actualize and manifest these feelings for my life. So Capricorn asks you to look at the structures in your life and how are they working out for you. Your daily routines and habits of what you're doing on a day-to-day level. Maybe it's a good time to initiate a spiritual practice, but looking at your day-to-day routines, and whatever house this falls in your chart can add a deeper level to this. But looking at the structures of your life, the systems of your life, which could be the things that you do on a day-to-day level. This could be, your work or whatever it is, and what is really not working out for you, because full moons ask you to release something. So Capricorn deals with you out in the world, your career, your work, how you want to present yourself, and the hard work and the achievements that you want to do for the collective, because Capricorn is the highest level of Earth you can get. It ultimately serves to give to the collective, to shine on behalf of the collective, to be of service in any way, shape, or form. This could be an action, this could be advice or wisdom that you're giving to the collective. So, what you want to be known for, what you're known for is Capricorn, what you're an expert at, what you are so wise at, and what do you want to teach to other people. But Capricorn also deals with how I am expressing my emotions and how I'm doing something based off of my feelings. But then what is the consequences for my actions? And this can be a positive consequence, like a reward, but it can be a negative consequence, such as regretting something, such as something happening that just comes into your life, an awareness that you don't want, something backfiring, someone hurting you, someone getting mad, you finding yourself in a worse place than you were before because of your actions. So Capricorn gives you that reality check. It really asks you to put that smart pair of glasses on and to take a look at what you need to make yourself more grounded and more responsible in your life. And it asks you to get more responsible. Maybe you're not taking on enough responsibility in your home and family arena, and Capricorn asks you to pull up your boots and do the work and be true to yourself and serve other people and do the work that you need to do. So, yeah. So, acting from a place of emotional maturity is really true here. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And Saturn asks you and invites you to look at things as they are so you can face the truth. Say, this is what's going on. And you can express that truth, because full moons are times where we are more tuned into our emotions, and now we can express all those feelings that we have and really getting those feelings out of our chest, but doing it in a calm, pragmatic, composed, practical way. Which is Capricorn energy. What are we going to do about what it is that we are feeling? Capricorn, it is about taking action. We have a couple aspects to Mercury here. So the Sun conjunct Mercury, the Sun and Moon, the Sun and Mercury are meeting each other, And so with this conjunction, it's a great time for communication. We can really speak to what is on our minds at this time. So this is an invitation to speak what it is on our minds, to express ourselves. It's great for any kind of interaction or communication, or writing anything, or meeting this new person. There is just this self-confidence that comes in with the sun, because the sun is your self-confidence. It is that, that I believe in myself. I love myself. And the sun is about how strong you are in yourself. That's another part of the sun, another aspect of the quality of the sun. So it brings you this self confidence, this motivation, this passion, and this, sort of chutzpah, where you may have a pep in your step in terms of, or a pep in your mind, where you are more communicative, more verbal, and more assertive about what it is on your mind. And what are you communicating? And is it honest? Is it emotionally honest? Are you communicating what you want to? What you really want to. Um, so it's great for conversations, sharing what it is that you want to share, but also listening and putting yourself in the light yellow energy of the conversations with others. So it's a really mental time. But then the moon is also opposite Mercury, so this could be we could be more inward. Any moon Mercury alignment is going to ask us to go inside our mind. We can go unconscious. We can go into our emotions, especially with Mercury in Cancer. We're thinking more intuitively, more instinctively, and also more emotionally. Where what it is that we're speaking is genuine and is from a place of our feelings. So our mind is very much engulfed with our feelings at this time. But because it is an opposition, and because it is a difficult aspect, we could find it challenging to communicate and express what we want to. So there may be some difficulty where we may feel held back, where we may feel overwhelmed and we can't get our mind to stay focused on a goal and stay focused on a direction and really get grounded and focused to a place where we can communicate what it is that we want to for whatever result that we want to in our lives. So this finds it very difficult to communicate what it is that we're feeling. Another sort of downside with the sentiment is sort of, mood swings where we could feel, one way, very emotionally, strong, passionate, excitable, and then dull or more stable. So calm one moment and then wild the next. So there may be some unbalance, some ungrounding with your mind where you can't get the mind to slow down because that monkey in your mind could be also running wild at this time. So you can use the Sun Mercury conjunction for communication, and it can give strength and it can give support to this opposition of the moon and Mercury, which presents a difficulty where stress, overwhelm, and so much going on, and the emotions may be running very, very high at this time. And so when we can ground, when we can be present, when we can slowly decide for ourselves how are we going to act, what decision are we going to make in this moment that's going to be, a very positive thing for us when we can find things to settle ourselves down and to relax and to breathe, to count to 10, and to be honest and to sit with our feelings and to do something. Capricorn, we're being responsible, we're manifesting something that we can do with what we have in our lives from that true emotional place. So, anything that can center your mind, anything that can calm down the noise and the activity. Because there may be just, you may be going in multiple directions. You may be hard to find your, footing or to put your feet on the earth. Might I also suggest putting your bare feet on the earth or, doing yoga or touching a flower or petting the dog or anything that gets your mind and body, your head and your heart, connected and sync with each other. Because, anything that brings you back down to earth, centers you, focuses you, makes you feel one and not separate. So, yeah. So, and you may be feeling really in your head, very emotional, very, wrapped up and caught up in your feelings, or you can't get out of that. You're so enmeshed in your feelings, so enmeshed in what's going on emotionally with you, and on a mental level, your thoughts, the things that are going on in your life, all your beliefs, all your feelings that, doing things like helping out another person or cleaning up the room or finding a place to put this new, table or vase that I got from the store, whatever thing that you can do on the physical plane that's practical that can get you out of your head at this time is important. Now, the final aspect going on is on July 7th, we have Mercury in a sextile with Uranus. So this is another aspect to get out of a rut of what has to change, of what's really stagnant and what's really, sort of stale, where you can change and innovate something. It's a good idea to look around and see what needs changing, what needs rearranging, what can I do that's new and, fun and different and out of the ordinary, that brings a sense of adventure, that brings a sense of, wow, this brings me excitement. So anything that you can do for change. This is also great for learning, especially brand new things that you never learned before, because Uranus is, the new things. It's new. Both Mercury and Uranus are the mental planets, very mental energies. So it can bring you this open-mindedness, allow it to bring you this open-mindedness to learn new things during this time, especially on the internet. Going on the internet, going into this encyclopedias and those articles, like really stimulate your mind. Learning something new on this particular day and around this particular time might be very, very good. And to maybe see from other people's perspectives, to maybe look at your life and maybe see something or choose to see it or live it from a new perspective. So this can be seeing something different than before, maybe having a new idea or a new approach or a new sort of state of being that you can tap into that will bring you a sense of revelation, a sense of evolution, and also very, where you are moving onto new heights and, advancing yourself. So this is great for any new ideas that you have, that you want to do, is to try something different. And through that, you can get out of a rut and realize all of the possibilities that are available to you in your life that you can take advantage of. And, really, there's so much to learn. So that is the weekly horoscope for this week. And I really hope that you enjoy.